Hi guys, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showing you how I refurbished this lovely looking garden bench for my father-in-law, which originally looked a little bit like this. It was sat in his back garden, rusty, all busted up. So let's get on with refurbishing this. I'll show you exactly how I did it. The first job is I need to remove these bolts around the frame. Now this was rather awkward because, as you can see, these are quite rusty and most of these really were very stubborn to get out. So you can see I started off with a socket spanner here and my impact driver, and occasionally I managed to get one out quite easily, like this one. The extra torque from the impact driver managed to just yank it out, but for most of them they just ended up grinding and the heads were coming off them, so I ended up just grabbing the bolt cutters out of the shed. As you can see, this just made very short work of removing these in no time at all, really. So once this was done, I had to get these straps off here. So these were supports at the bottom of the bench, and as you can see, there are bolts again. The problem is I couldn't get these with the bolt cutters, so I just used a metal bit and basically drilled through the back of the bolt head and separated it from the thread. And then I burnt my finger, as you can see as well there. But as you can see, pretty straightforward to get that off. No damage to the hole, and now we can move on with actually prepping the bench ends. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to be using these wire wool brushes that I'm going to attach to my cordless drill. As you can see, I'm just going to run this over the face, basically just every visible surface on these bench ends. Now the goal here is not to completely remove the existing paintwork. I just want to get any loose rust off and basically just give the entire surface a nice rough sort of scratched up area, so the paint that I'm going to be adding shortly is going to have a nice key to the area. So you can see how this looks. Once this is done, I'm just going to give this a really good clean up. So I'm going to use some white spirit and a clean rag, and I'm just going to go over every visible surface here, get any dust off, any grease, dirt, anything like that, and that's just going to make sure that the paint adheres nicely to the freshly prepared surface after we've sanded it. So pretty straightforward. Then I'm going to be using this metal paint. I'm not sure if this is the best paint for the job, but it is a tin that I had in my shed. There was quite a lot of it left, so this is what I'm going to be using. And as you can see, nothing overly complicated here. I just laid it down on the deck, put a dust sheet underneath and raised it up on a few pieces of timber, and it's just a case of going over and completely covering it. Once it was done on one side, I flipped it over and did the other side, and then repeated this for 2 full coats. Now the good news on this particular day was it was quite warm. It was around 25 degrees, so this actually dried really quickly, which was great because I didn't have to wait a full day to give it another coat. So this was done in one day, and as you can see, once it is finished, it's looking pretty decent. I think it's looking quite nice and clean, and this is going to look really good on the finished bench. So once this is done, I'm going to move on to the bench slats, and for this I'm using a hardwood called Sapele. Now, I've never actually heard of this wood before. I was actually calling it Sapele for the first few days until the builder's merchant corrected me on the pronunciation. So I think Sapele is the correct way of describing it, but as I'm sure you'll agree, it looks really nice. And compared to something like oak, it was much cheaper. So I actually had this machined by the builder's merchant. This, I think, originally came in 150mm wide pieces, but I asked them to rip it down for me and they kindly did that for me, so I didn't need to do any ripping down. And I suppose the lesson here is, if you're going to be getting some timber from the builder's merchant or the timber's merchant and you need it at different sizes, just ask. The worst they can say is no, but if you ask them, a lot of the times they will have the machines there to cut it to the right sizes that you need. So yeah, just ask them. What I'm actually doing now is I'm just going over the edges. I'm just taking that sharp edge off with a block plane. So I'm just really tidying them up so they don't have any of those sharp edges on. And following this, I'm going to get the sander out and just go over the areas that I've just planed, just in order to get a really nice smooth finish. So again, nothing too complicated here, just a little bit tedious, but the end result is what we're after, and leaving the kind of sharp edges on would have been a little bit rough, I think, so this definitely made sense. The next job is drilling holes. Now these are the holes that the bolts are going to fix with. I will say that I did actually try to film the way that I marked this out, and stupidly I'd switched my camera to photo mode rather than film mode, so I didn't manage to get that small detail there, but it is quite simple. Just measure them, make sure they're in exactly the same position. Once this is done, I'm going to be treating this with this teak oil. So this is baratine, I believe it's pronounced. As you can see, nourish and protect for retaining the natural beauty of softwoods and hardwoods. And I've never bought this before, it was the first time I've used it, but it was nice and affordable. And I've got to be honest, I'm really happy with the way it affected the wood. The wood already looked really nice in my opinion, but this really brought the colour out, it really brought the grain out, and it just gave it that really nice premium feel. So one thing I will say here is obviously I'm doing all the ends, all the sides. If you're doing something like this yourself, make sure you really pay attention to any exposed grains. So the end grains where we've cut through for the holes, these areas need to be really saturated in the oil. If they are not, these are going to be the areas that fail first, and to be honest, this is really going to affect the life of the bench, so I would definitely recommend you don't scrimp on this bit. Okay, so once this is done, we can move to my father-in-law's garden. I was considering whether I should build this at home and then take it in the car, but I honestly didn't know whether it was going to fit, so I thought, you know what, we'll take it all over there and just build it in his back garden. So you can see we've got our slats laid out here, and our ends are just lined up against the bins here. Barney's here to give me a hand, and you can see the bolts and nuts and washers that we're going to be using to connect this all together. Now I will say I'm working on my own here, so what I've actually done is I've leant the end up against a bin, and I've just found a little table in my father-in-law's garden which I'm going to use to help me balance it. Obviously if you have somebody who can help you with this, doing anything like this with two people is obviously going to be much easier, but if you are on your own, this just proves it can be done. You've just got to find a way of balancing it. And, this wasn't overly complicated, and it was actually quite stable and relatively easy to do. So you can see I'm attaching these, and similar to the way that I first tried to take the bolts out, I'm using the socket spanner, and then I have an Allen key bit in my cordless drill there, which I'm just using to tighten these up at either end. I did actually switch to a standard Allen key shortly after this, but initially this was the easiest way to do it. Once I had one side on, I brought the other side across, and then I could just use the table there just to balance it for this last bit. And I'll be honest with you, once these two slats were attached, this was reasonably stable. Obviously I wouldn't have sat on it at that point, but in terms of just standing up and allowing me to put the rest of the bolts in, it was relatively easy actually. Once I got these first 4 bolts in, it was pretty straightforward. So it's just a case of putting the bolt through, a washer on the bottom side, and then a nut, and then just tighten it up, and then once that's done we can move on with all the other slats in exactly the same fashion. Very straightforward. And as you can see, we're just going to speed this up now, fly these on one at a time in exactly the same way that we did the first two. One thing I will say is at this point I did notice that the bench was kind of spreading, so I moved up to the top one here, and I was glad I did that at this point, because I think if I'd have done that one last I would have struggled to get it in. But the end result was that this was really nice and tight, so really happy with how this turned out to this point. The only thing left to do now is to add some supports on. So you remember them straps that we cut out earlier? It's just a case of putting the bolts on again, and then these get screwed directly into the bottom of the slats. So all the bolts and the washers and the screws, everything here are stainless steel, and they're like black coated. I bought these on Amazon, so I will leave a link in the description to all the bits that I used. But as you can see, pretty straightforward, just a case of getting a screw in every single one of these. And I've got to tell you, these extra straps, once these were added, it really made a difference, really solid this up. And you can see how this is looking now. Really delighted with how it turned out, to be honest. And you can see I'm a big lad, and when I sit on it, it don't move an inch, so it's absolutely solid. I know that my father-in-law is going to really enjoy sitting on this, enjoying his garden, sitting in front of the pond. You can see Barney's loving it as well. So I think we did a good job. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you like the bench? Do you think it turned out well? Obviously, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are already and you want to see more projects like this. And comment down below, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.